Hey everybody, I'm Dee Lisa. I'm the dream doula for women.
Ooh, I'm Christina Spitaro. I'm a psychotherapist and relationship coach.
And today we're going to talk about how you manage your mind. I was thinking the other day about this saying from my childhood, which is
Mm-hmm.
like there's always the calm before the storm,
Mm.
which is true in weather.
Yes.
And some people think that's true in life. And so they're like, if everything's going great, they're like, what is going to happen next? Something's going to blow up, something's going to
Mm-hmm.
fall apart, something bad's going to happen. And they get prepared for like what the bad thing is instead of enjoying what's good.
That is so true. I've had so many clients who, when they've had bad experiences, but then all of a sudden things are going great, they're like, they don't trust it. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
something's going to happen that's going to mess this up for me. And I think part of that is also conditioning. Like our media, everything conditions us to like it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad. And I think there's so much conditioning. I remember my cousins were really into like the daytime soap operas. So, and I was a kid, probably seeing things that went so over my head. The one thing that stuck with me was that characters were never allowed to be happy for more than 5 minutes. Like the couple finally got together. Oh, that's great. Oh no, she just got hit by a car. Or no, he just got struck by amnesia. I'm like, but they just got together after going through this whole thing and it took forever to get them together. They're allowed to be happy 5 minutes. I mean, and I think, of course, that makes great drama. And naturally, if it just stayed as like, oh, they were so happy and they just spent their days, collecting butterflies. Yeah, it probably wouldn't make for good drama. But here's the thing, while life can sometimes feel like a soap opera, that doesn't mean it is one.
Right. And you probably also heard this bad things happen in threes.
Yes, I've
So
totally heard
something
that.
something we were going to call bad happened, and then another thing that we're going to call bad happened,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like waiting for the other shoe to
Waiting for
drop.
the other shoe to drop. Where's that third thing? And waiting on that third thing.
Yeah.
So,
It's very unlike it's very not in the culture, not in our media, not in like
mm,
what if everything was great?
yeah, what if it was? Or what if, even when things don't turn out perfectly, you still find a way to be content?
Well, and I like to say this, although it might sound harsh to people, it's like if something difficult is happening, what is the lesson? Like instead of
Mm-hmm.
saying this is bad, I don't like it, you could say, what am I learning here?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because life is just like some people call this earth school.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here learning how things work, learning how things don't work so well, and we can
Mm-hmm.
go, But to really get into that, if you're thinking something else bad's going to happen pretty soon, maybe it will. Or if you're thinking right now, right here where I am, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
how do we help people stay in that this is amazing
this
zone
is
for more than
amazing
about a
zone.
nanosecond?
Yes. I like the a combo of okay, something bad. What can you learn from it? Because then that can actually bring you to amazing.
Yes.
Because then if you learned something and it helps you grow spiritually, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I remember thinking, well, probably not every day. It took me 2 years and 3 months to get divorced. And I
Oh.
remember thinking, what am I learning from this?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
how to stand up for myself. Because in the middle of it, I believed all the negative things that were getting thrown at me from either the lawyers or
Mm-hmm.
my ex.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wow, I'm not going to say that was the best thing that ever happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm glad I got through it. And I also realized that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was when I was
Mm-hmm.
telling myself, this is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So part of it is what we label things as.
Yes,
It's good or
that's true.
bad. It's
Hmm.
hard or easy. What if it just is something
It just
else?
is. I mean, there is a school of thought that says that everything is technically neutral, and we're the ones that attach the meaning to it of whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, that we're big, bad, meaning-making machines.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's also this thing. What was it from Home Depot or something? The easy
Hmm.
button?
Oh, yes, that was easy. Oh my gosh, I
The
remember
easy button.
that.
Remember that? So
Yes,
I have a group of coaching friends who are like, I got an easy button, and whenever I think life is hard, I hit that thing. I'm like, well, you
that
can
was
still get
easy.
those.
Yeah, do they still sell those?
I don't know. I have friends who have one. I'm like, okay, what if it, but if you just ask yourself when you're in the middle of this is so hard, I can't believe this is happening, I don't want this
Mm-hmm.
to be,
Mm-hmm.
to just go, what if it's easy?
What if it's easy?
In fact,
Yeah.
that question, what if it is easy? What if it could be easy? What if it's easy right now? Shifts you out of this is hard and I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it might be like, what if it's easy? Are you kidding me? No,
Yeah.
this is not easy. Um, but what if it was easy? What if
What
it
if it
were
was?
easy? Well,
Mm-hmm.
how would you deal with it then? And what would you be
Yeah.
doing?
Right.
But how do we help people get out of it if they really are in the down and dirty and they think the other shoe's going to drop?
Ultimately, we can encourage them. We can help them see that they've had other ups and downs and they've gotten through them.
Hmm.
That, a lot of times we focus so much on the negative that we actually forget the positive stuff that was happening around then, too.
Oh, yeah. It's like looking through rose-colored glasses
Yeah.
or dark
But a lot
sunglasses.
of times we're looking through the dark sunglasses because you know what it is
Hmm.
when something has been very traumatizing. That's a salient thing. We're going to feel it very strongly. So we have to remind ourselves to pick on the good when we find it.
Yes, yes. And so one of the things I help my people do is in the morning and at the end of the day, before
Mm-hmm.
like when you're waking up and when you're going into sleep, what are you thinking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because the worry wars will be thinking about all the things I have to do today, all the things I don't have enough time to do, and how am I
Mm-hmm.
ever going to do this and that, and I have to remember this and this and that. That's a terrible way to wake up.
Oh,
And
yes. My
I used to
goodness.
do it. I used to do it. I did it for years. Go here, do this, do this. Well, you get up and you're already exhausted and you haven't even had your coffee yet.
Exactly.
And then you can do that same thing. You can bookend your day by the same thing. It's like worrying about what didn't go well that day
Mm-hmm.
and kind of beating yourself up about it. And then what do you have to do the next day? And
Mm-hmm.
that is you go to sleep agitated, you wake up agitated. A much better way is to wake up and be grateful.
Yes.
If not for anything else, just
Mm-hmm.
be grateful you are alive.
Exactly. I like it.
And the idea is not everybody got to wake up today. If you, I mean, come down to it. I got to wake up, I get another day of life. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can think of all the things you're grateful for until you feel that feeling of gratitude, then get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing can happen at the end of the day. You can say, well, how did my day go? And here's a really beautiful, you probably do this with your people. There's a beautiful way to reframe what happened that day by
Mm-hmm.
imagining it as a movie. And if something
Mm-hmm.
didn't go right, you said something kind of snarky to that clerk at the store,
Mm-hmm.
or you bumped into something and but you can go, oh, it's my movie. I'm going to redo it in my imagination. So you can
Mm-hmm.
run through the day and you had a beautiful conversation with the person at the store and
There
you
you go.
walked right around that thing. You didn't bump into it. And so
Yes.
then you think of something again that you're grateful for, maybe that beautiful day you just imagined, then you go to sleep.
I like that. I really do. And I have done that with people where you rewind your movie. In fact, I've seen that technique used in actual movies where people are trying to go back in time to redo the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching, did you ever see the TV show Young Sheldon?
No.
Really good family show. It's a prequel to the TV series The Big Bang Theory, and while Jim Parsons does narrate it, it is a whole show unto itself. And they actually have done a new spin-off now with two of the characters. And I'm going to do a major spoiler, but for those who are familiar with it, you already kind of probably know this. So there's a character, a beloved character, that passes away, and the character, who's this boy, he's thinking about his last encounter with him.
Oh.
And it's so sad because, and we all do this, right? We see someone we don't know that's going to be the last time. So we get caught up in our day. We don't even say, maybe we won't even say goodbye or whatever. So he keeps replaying that scene over and over again because you see the grief. So well done. Whoever wrote that episode that dealt with the death and the grief really understands death and grief. It was so well done. And he just kept replaying the scene until finally he replays it, and it's replaced with, wait, I'll come with you. I'll take the ride.
Oh.
And so they could have that last moment together.
Mm. Yeah, so many people have regrets, especially with that. Yeah, we
Oh,
could talk
yeah.
about that for a minute. You see someone for the last time, you never know
Don't
if
know.
it's right now. Did you say, bye, I love you? Or did you have an argument? So many people I know have regrets that the last conversation they had with a parent
Mm-hmm.
was where they were having angry words and maybe said, I hate you.
Mm,
And now their parent's dead.
yeah.
And I was like, of course they didn't mean it. And of course that parent knew they didn't mean it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they were like, oh, if only they could do over that
Only.
conversation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think on a soul level, you can.
Mm-hmm.
You can absolutely have a do over.
I think so. Yeah.
Mm, mm. So for those people stuck in negative loop thoughts, thinking the world is out to get them, everything is bad. There's another shoe that's going to drop. There's three things bad happen in a row. How else can we pull them out of that?
Yeah. I think we've given them some good techniques right here. Remind them that mixed in, whenever there's been times where bad stuff has happened, good has happened too, you just haven't acknowledged it. So
Mm,
when you're having those moments where the good is happening, cherish it, appreciate it, write it down, draw a picture, commit it to memory. Remind yourself that this is just as real and just as possible as the other stuff.
oh,
And
beautiful.
yeah.
So beautiful. Thanks, Christina. Thanks for your wisdom today.
Thank you.